This is me.
I'm recording. Hello.
I used to record everything when I was a kid.
I'm recording.
Band concerts, vacations, school, my friends.
Stolen.
This hard drive contains all of it, but has been broken for years. That is, until somebody fixed it recently. So why am I showing you all of this? Well, first we need some context. Let's go back to the present. Most of my thoughts have been sort of in the past because I'm scared of the future. I just turned 21 and I'm graduating in 2 months.
The coronavirus crisis.
The
coronavirus is spreading so quickly around the globe, it may only be a matter of time before it begins rolling across the U.S.
Dow Jones Industrial Average, an index of 30 important American stocks, fell hundreds of points on Monday and Tuesday.
I've been thinking about how I even got here. This is a letter I wrote when I was 10, and I'm not too far off from where I thought I'd be. I had a very average suburban Colorado childhood doing scouts and sports, and I can see it just with a couple of clicks. This hard drive contains my tangible childhood. But all of these videos, the ones I recorded with a camera in real life, are just a fraction of the things on here. All the other stuff on here are videos of me playing video games. Like thousands and millions of other kids today and in my generation, I had a second life, and it was online.
Back to another installment of Let's Play Pokemon Pearl in the last part.
This is me. It's 2009.
Finish the Galactic HQ.
I'm in my parents' basement on the floor. I'm recording with my parents' old Canon camera that's attached to an old telescope tripod from the 80s with a blanket over my head. It looks something like this.
So we're not going to buy anything right now. We are going to get an app from that person right there. It's the counter app. And I forget what it does. I will tell in the next video. I'm trying to get better on better advice.
And I uploaded these videos of me playing video games pretty much by myself, I guess, to YouTube.
Yeah, you can just run up and knock him over. You really don't have to. Oh, crap. Or you can just die like I just did.
This is called Let's Playing. Now it's got a whole definition and a long Wikipedia article. Let's Playing can be boiled down to recording yourself playing a video game and providing commentary.
Are you recording me?
Originally, people put up shots of gameplay and commented over text. But eventually it went to video.
Hey gang, it's Slow Beef. I don't know about the rest of you, but this game is very frustrating.
So how do we record our video games? Well, you could do what I did and what most people did and first use a camera and point it at the TV.
Hey guys, and today I'm going to show you a guide through The Legend of Zelda: The Wind Waker.
But the quality was questionable. Eventually, capture cards became a thing. These are capture cards. They allowed us to record video games. These are mine. First, we had the original Dazzle. It was not HD. Then we had the Black Dazzle. Some say it was almost HD, but maybe that was just a rumor. And if you saved up enough, you got the Magnum Opus, the pièce de résistance, the $200 capture card, the HD PVR. HD quality. You were going places if you got one of these. I mean, probably not, but it was still pretty good quality. Anyways, back to explaining what Let's Playing actually is. You play the game and record some commentary talking about the game or whatever you want. And that can take many different forms. Did you show your face?
Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Let's Play Outlast.
Did you do commentary after you recorded the gameplay?
After breaking more pots, wasting more time, I finally decided to go in.
Is it intensely edited?
We're gonna make it a cheeseburger, okay?
We don't, no! Do not put the cheese on that burger. Do not put the
cheeseburger.
It doesn't get cheese. Oh.
The most subscribed individual on the platform is PewDiePie, and he makes Let's Plays.
Okay. Okay. Hey, water sheep.
Oh, it actually works!
YouTube in 2010 had self-contained communities just on YouTube. You could leave a comment on someone's channel or send anyone a direct personal message, and this allowed for an atmosphere of inclusivity. The whole layout back then just catered towards this sense of community. Because of this, I eventually became friends with people that I watched and also the people that watched me. Now, these days, kids meet other people online all of the time, but back then, the issue of stranger danger was still in full force.
My son had these online relationships that were completely invisible to me.
Is a predator looking for your child?
And we weren't just connected through video games. Like friends in real life, you would just be hanging out talking, not doing anything for hours into the night. These were some of the most genuine and fun people to be around I've ever met. Some people went by abbreviated versions of their usernames, some people went by their real name, and some nicknames were given for no reason at all. We got Paul, whose Jersey lingo would continue to influence my vocabulary 10 years later.
Well, shit. Look at this.
Slushy Jimmy, Zach, and Jake, who provided some of the funniest moments I've ever experienced.
Oh my god! This is it.
This is so good.
This is what we came to see. Jeez. Make your mama proud.
Chris 2, who was down to do anything at any time. Titan, who can talk up a storm and never let a call get boring.
Dude, chemistry? Easy subject.
Tom, who would make any kind of art you needed. Sean, who's so smart and would always remind you to do your YouTube chores. And Carlo, who's extremely kind but could rage harder at a video game than anyone I've ever seen.
Are you really? Why do you always do this?
We spent years talking to each other online and we grew up together. I would know these people for the next 10 years. Looking back, I cherish this time. This community was so much fun.
Hey everybody, it's Chuck Connor. Welcome back to Pokemon Fire Red.
Hey everybody, I'm Toshi. Welcome back to Let's Play The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time.
Howdy guys, this is Nintendo Free Sonic. Hey everybody, I'm Josh Jepson.
Hey guys, Miss Sayanella here, and I am here with a new LP.
It's a mental burn.
Hello everybody, it's Rom's here, and this episode is brought to you by Romney. Move faster, Pokey! Faster!
Oh, my soul hurts.
No! I lost my warm coin!
What the crap was that? Mallory.
So, did all of this matter? To me at the time, it was just fun. But I spent tens of thousands of hours online. This had to be a part of who I am today, but I'm not quite sure how. So who else better to talk to about me as a kid than my parents? Amidst the depths of quarantine, I called them up.
Yeah, you didn't submit the questions to us ahead of time.
Yeah, my agent's gonna be talking to you.
So I know, I remember you guys being pretty supportive of me putting up videos online, but as for talking to people that I never met online, I think that was like a little bit of a different story, and I just want your honest memories, because I know you want to say that you were supported, but I know that wasn't 100% the case.
I remember being a little bit wary about the security of it and the safety of it because I didn't really know. Making friends online and having relationships online was pretty new.
Yeah, in fact, I think you and I had an argument once about it, and you were adamant that some of these people that you were talking to online were as much of your friends as your local friends, your real physical friends. And I had to wrap my head around that a little bit. This was new territory. This was a time when people were just kind of really getting into this. I mean, we had audio connections like with Warcraft and games like that and entertainment, but having actual video of someone, that was new because it was sort of an identifying factor.
So I'm just gonna play like a short clip and have you react to it.
Partnership is pretty good. I mean, it's a good, I wouldn't say goal. If you're just now starting LPing and that's not a goal, like you shouldn't have your mind set on getting partnered. To be honest, I really don't even get paid. I just want the cool banner. Because if I get paid, I'll probably get like, 50 cents a day, maybe less, probably 50 cents a week.
You know, you're so free talking about yourself, and in person, you just were not.
You're very reserved.
A talkative person. And you were also, I mean, if you made 400 videos, you were practicing something. You were doing something over and over again. You were talking, you know, and that's a skill, being able to just talk off the top of your head. Trust me. I work with children for a living. A lot of kids cannot do that. Some of them can't even answer a question coherently.
So maybe I gained confidence online. I was putting myself out there without any hesitation. I was proud of what I did.
Welcome to the finale of Let's Play Zelda the Wind Waker. So yes, we're going to fight Ganon with this gigantic sword. Let's do it.
In no way would I have stood out in front of a real crowd at age 11, but online with sometimes hundreds of people watching, I could, no problem. I wonder if growing up in this community affected others as well. I need to talk to somebody who was there. My friend Sean messaged me the other day.
Hello?
He was one of the first people I talked to online.
Hello? Yep, I can hear you.
This is us in 2011.
The proportionality is indicative of the artist's potential. I believe it to be infinite. I truly do.
We've known each other since late 2010, so about 9.5 years. I started Let's Playing in about August of 2010. Around the time I started doing Let's Playing videos, I was very quiet and withdrawn in school. I just didn't talk to anybody unless I had to. People from school that tried watching, they never would have seen them, but if they did see those videos, they'd be shocked, like, whoa, he sounds completely different. But then I think it was actually talking to you guys that made more of a difference, just because I became a more socially adept person. Let's Playing served as a form of speech therapy for me, because all throughout my childhood and even now, I struggled with a speech impediment, really just a stutter, but a pretty bad stutter. And so doing Let's Playing videos where you're expected to talk the whole time, it really helped me deal with that.
Back then, you could be someone else. These days, for most people, you are attached to your online persona. But in this community, unless you showed yourself, nobody knew what you looked like. Any judgments were based on what you said or how you acted. Your grades or home life, no matter what your life was like in person, didn't matter online. I think as I'm about to venture into the world, into this flourishing economy and actual adulthood, my way of coping with uncertainty is to look back and see what got me here. I'd forgotten about that life, but YouTube and meeting people online is what got me here. And it's time to move on. But not quite. Let's try to have a reunion and play some games.
So it's time to slushing. We're playing TF2. Can you join?
I'm reloading. Boy, that's not reloading, that's switching guns. He's coming at you. We're squinting.
I guess making this self-indulgent movie about a part of my life has just been therapeutic. And I think it's time to start another chapter.